So the council are in fact causing the death of people by the misrepresentation of land. Okay, that it contains contaminants that have been hidden through a process of misrepresentation through documentation in a council planning process. So you were saying that is not a police matter, is that correct?
If someone is deliberately acted in such a way, then yes. But
Right, sorry, you said Sergeant?
Jordan Davies.
Jordan Davies, okay. You from Neath there, or are you ringing from Neath?
Pontardawe.
Pontardawe, okay, yeah, okay.
Yes, I'm just calling in relation to a report you made yourselves on the 10th of July. Sorry, maybe I've had no contact since then, as I've been on leave. I can see the matter you've reported is a matter you've reported yourselves in 2021 also. So I just wanted to let you know that we're no longer going to be further investigating that matter, as it is being taken to civil litigation. We're not looking to involve themselves in that matter. You can continue via civil litigation, and if there's anything further that comes to light, that can then be reported yourselves.
So you're saying that corporate homicide is a civil litigation
You're dealing with it via civil litigation. I'm not looking to have an argument or a long conversation about this.
I'm sorry. You're saying that the deliberate death of people, causing people death, is a civil litigation, and it's not a police matter.
It's being handled via civil litigation.
Who's handling it via civil litigation?
Yourself. You've indicated that you're taking it out via civil litigation.
No, I haven't. When did I do that?
Well, this is why I'm being told that it's been progressed. Reading the updates going back to 2021.
Well, there's no. I haven't.
Legal complaints have been made.
No, they haven't. I haven't contacted I've contacted solicitors who were not interested. Okay, so what that means is, all right, okay, is that there are people dying, okay, and all right, okay, and it's and people dying is a crime through corporate homicide, okay, all right, and therefore
currently dying through corporate homicide.
Yes, because there are toxicants that are being hidden and have been hidden since 2008 in a landfill site that is misrepresented as by the council as a normal piece of land. So the council are in fact causing the death of people by the misrepresentation of land. Okay, that it contains contaminants that have been hidden through a process of misrepresentation through documentation in a council planning process. So you were saying that is not a police matter, is that correct?
If someone is deliberately acted in such a way, then yes, but that's not the way to be indicated ourselves.
Well, so I'm indicating it to you now that it is a corporate homicide offence, because I've studied this in depth for at least the last 6 years.
And that's not the evidence that's ever been provided ourselves.
Well, because it actually has been provided to you, because there is a YouTube video which shows me presenting this information to Inspector Sweeney in 2023. Okay,
what was the result then?
The result was she said she would chase it up for me, which she did not. She said she would provide me evidence that, she said she would. It's on YouTube. I mean, I've got a half hour on YouTube, and I do state that South Wales Police are accessories to this corporate homicide, because she is not followed up on information which she has a duty of care to investigate. So this is what I'm saying. It's everything, okay, has been provided to South Wales Police that shows and proves that Neath-Port Talbot Council, okay, are causing corporate, or at least they are orchestrating corporate homicide through the misrepresentation of a land that contains contaminants, toxicants that are killing people, and potentially we're looking at between over a period of the last 18 years where the land has been misrepresented. Potentially we're looking at between 50 and 200 people have died as a result of contaminants being misrepresented by Neath-Port Talbot Council.
Nothing we have had tried to talk.
Well, it's not a question. I'm telling you now. I mean, I'm not arguing. I know I'm not.
And I can tell you what I like, unfortunately.
Yes, but I'm not arguing. But I'm telling you.
I'm not looking to reopen any matters that have previously been investigated. Unless
it's not. Hasn't been. It hasn't. It hasn't previously been investigated.
On numerous occasions, I'm looking at here, sir.
Yes, but you haven't shown me. You haven't shown.
Further you wish to provide me,
you haven't shown me any investigation. There hasn't been an appropriate investigation, okay? An appropriate investigation, which means...
The previous investigation,
no, there's not been...
That's a complaint to be made.
No, there's not...
I will not be opening this matter unless you're providing anything further to myself.
I am providing
I'm
you.
not looking to go over it over now. If there's anything further you wish to provide or anything you have, feel free to do so.
I have...
Please cease the call now and please phone it in again in the future.
Say that again?
If you've got any further evidence to support, you're more welcome to report, but you're not providing any further evidence than what you provided previously. I've got nothing further to go on based on what you're saying. There's nothing different from what you're saying now to what you reported in 2021.
Yes, there is. I reported 2 people, okay, who died of a rare neurodegenerative disorder in 2021, okay? All right. Now, since then, okay, there have been at least 15 to 20 people who have died, all right, including the partners, or including one of the partners of those people that died of a rare neurodegenerative disorder that can be linked to contamination. All right. Now, I'm providing you that information, and I'm providing you a name, Peter Allen, all right, who died.
Made contact with themselves.
Sorry?
The family have made contact with themselves in regards to this?
Have they? I don't know.
You tell me. You're just...
Well, the family are part of the problem. Because...
Part of the problem?
Yes, because... All right, because the council are misrepresenting the land and the family believe the council. Because there is...
That's up to the family then. If the family aren't coming forward...
But the family are not representing that person. I'm representing that person.
But where's your evidence to support this? The family will have had all the...
I provided evidence. I provided 30 minutes I spent talking to an inspector, providing her evidence, and she did not provide me information that investigation had been appropriate. She will not talk to me. And the same as you're just putting a block on the fact.
I'm not putting any block.
You're putting a block. You're saying you're not.
You've got nothing further to provide.
You haven't appropriate. If you haven't investigated appropriately.
And as I told you, make a formal complaint then in relation to the previous investigation.
No, if I make a complaint, okay, I'm not making a complaint, okay. I'm telling you, I'm reporting the death of people through.
Which has already been done.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
You've just told me that every person you've just brought this up in 2023 and 2021.
2021, I provided the names of 2 people, okay? Now, I produced a document, all right? Because I could see that that the investigation was inappropriate, all right? I provided a document then on May the 1st, 2021, okay, that has not been investigated. The information has not been investigated. You have not investigated the information relation to the death of people through the contamination, through the hiding of toxicants, all right, poison, all right. If there's poison in the land, okay, that is being moved around, okay, that poison is going to be, all right, affecting people, all right.
I'm looking here now. I can see multiple reports myself.
You cannot investigated.
0015786
You've not investigated.
220045.
It doesn't matter the numbers you give me, okay? You haven't shown me any investigation into the fact that people are dying. You've not looked at the council. You've not looked at the council records. All right, okay? The council records. The council is still misrepresenting the land. All right, okay? They are saying it's not a landfill site. It's been a landfill site for the majority of 80 years, and it contains contaminants, okay, toxicants that are killing people. All right? And you, as an organisation, South Wales Police, are partially responsible, all right, for the corporate homicide of these people, because you will not investigate it in a proper manner in relation to the environmental crimes that are being committed. And you can't do it over the phone because the information, okay, is held, all right? The information is held on the council website, all right, in the council records. It's the council information that is killing people, all right? Because they are hiding toxicants, all right, that they have a responsibility to remediate or to make sure that it's controlled, but they won't do it. Because it's historical, and it goes back to 2008 when a company by the name of Terra Firma Wales Limited misrepresented the site. They created a document, okay, that was a landfill that suggested that, or didn't suggest, it said basically that there was no landfill site at the site. Whereas the landfill, it is an actual landfill site that contains contaminants that have been dumped there for the last 80 odd years, including contaminants by the Cuddy Group, all right, who are one of the largest demolition companies in the world and asbestos removal companies in the world. And those contaminants were moved around by developers in November 2020 that has caused the death of people. Not just one person, probably around between 20 and 50, at least 20 and 50 people, and potentially up to 200 people. So this is a historical crime that is held, the information which needs to be investigated is held in the council records, and the council are responsible for causing the crime because it's their crime, it's their contaminants that are killing people, and toxicants which they have a responsibility to because they held because the initial toxicants that are held on, that are on the site, are council toxicants because it was a council refuse tip. It was a domestic council ash tip, and then it became an industrial tip or landfill site where Cuddy has brought other people's poisons and he's put them in the site, and those poisons are killing people. And if you don't investigate it, it's going to carry on and go on and on and on because you're not investigating the information that is in the council records. It's the council that are misrepresenting the site, and it is the council who are responsible for the people's deaths.
I'm guessing you've been involved in this for some time. So what's the response from the council?
The council, they will not talk to me because they know in 2020 I outlined this. I pointed it out to them. And I've got if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see I identify the people who are responsible. I mean, I've spent hundreds, thousands of hours investigating this and understanding what the problem is. And the problem is the council. The council will not deal with me. It's my local councillor, Simon Noyle, okay? He's up to his eyeballs in covering this up. And I'm publicly stating, all right, okay, that he is willing to and he is. I mean, you've got to take the time to understand what the problem is. You can't just. This is not a question of somebody pointing a gun and pulling a trigger and hitting somebody with a bullet. This is complex information that but the outcome's the same. People die. When you shoot a person with a gun, they die. When people get poisoned by poisons that are hidden, they die. It's simple. So you've got to take the time to investigate the problem.
Would you suggest we investigate it?
Of course, yes.
How would you suggest we investigate it?
Well, what I would suggest how you would investigate it properly, okay? All right, is you would engage myself to tell you the questions to ask the council. All right? So you would work with me, and I would say, look, you ask the council this question. All right, and when the council provide you the answer to that question, I will tell you, well, that's wrong, and I will provide you evidence that says that is wrong because.
This is where I stand with it at the moment. I'm looking at the previous reports and the information that was provided then. I don't feel you provided anything further to myself than has already been provided, so I see no further rail for us to get involved. You're not investigating. Are you? Is that what you say? You're saying what I'm saying is, okay, you can't. I'm not looking to go around in circles with you about this.
You're not in circles. You're not going round in circles. You just point in.